Hello friends, this is Ganesh. Hope you are doing wonderful. Happy to learn together. In this video, we're going to see how to have a subquery in AMDP. So mostly I'm going to use procedure for this. Hopefully it will be same for the table function as well. So an AMDP is nothing but it's a methodology. So in that we have two options, table function and procedure. So mostly we are trying to get the data from your database layer, and then we send it back we send back to the application layer. So AMDP will play a major role for the code push down option, so that will execute in your HANA database layer. So mostly try to get the I can say 90% of the result based on your business requirement from the database layer. So to avoid the application layer execution most, especially for the data manipulation using loop, read or some other options, try to get most of the data from your database layer itself. So for that, we may have a play around with the select or SQL mostly. So in that case, subquery also plays a major role for this option. Okay. So today we're going to see what kind of subqueries we are able to make it with a simple select statement. Okay. So let's get into the slide first. So before subquery, what are other places we can able to have a select statement? So I'm not going to have normal select whatever we have seen AMDP that we already aware of it. So today we concentrate only apart from that where there is a place we can have a select statement. Okay, along with the subquery we're going to see. So first thing is I have a case statement. Based on my condition, I want to get the data from the database table. Okay, we have done a lot of calculations using case, but now we are going to have select also in the case statement. So like this. So based on this condition is going to be have one select statement. So if it is true, then it will go and fetch the data from your database table. Okay. And make sure if you're going to have more select and performance also to be a matter, but if you're going to take one record and if you're going to take like very few data, then these kind of things are okay for it, because this can be achieved in some other way using left outer join as well. But here I am just show the place where you are able to have select as well, not only your calculation part. Okay, so that is the one place. And so case is in the case also you can have a select statement. So the next is subquery. So what is subquery? Query inside a query or query nested queries. So whatever it is. So understanding is there is a query. You can consider there is a main query, and inside that you go have subquery. So always subquery execute first. It's kind of an include program. So there is a main program, in that you are going to have an include program. Same way subquery also. There is a main query. The dependent of that main query, you have the subquery. Okay. So here the subquery execute always first. So there is a hierarchy. Once the subquery execute, then only the main query executes. So the idea is the main query to be executed based on some value of your database table. Then you can go ahead with the subquery options. There are some scenarios. I will list out those as well, where subquery achieves very easily. Okay. So now this is my main query and this is my subquery. So you can have your subquery with the where condition of your main query, or you can have your subquery with the join options, left outer join, inner join, whatever it is. Okay. So it depends on your business need. You can play around with your subquery. Okay. And most of the subqueries is going to be used for the same table. It depends. Okay. For example, so I want maximum number of, or what is the maximum value of this particular sales organization, or maximum value of this plant. Okay, and then I want to take the very frequently we are using scenario for a subquery is take the second largest number of the record. So that way also we can use subqueries. Okay, so some condition is going to be used in the same table or a different table fields. That time also we are going to use subquery. So we'll see a few scenarios where subquery really required, and then see the example of that also. Then we just move forward how we can going to execute or how we can able to write it in the AMDP level. And yeah, subquery execute first. So this execute first, based on this value your main query will execute. So the next one of the scenario where subquery might require. So scenario is I need a sales order whose net value is less than the overall planned net value. So that is the idea. So here my business requirement is going to be satisfied with the same table VBAP. So my main query also to be executed in VBAP and subquery also to be executed in VBAP. So we have a lot of options where we can fulfill our business requirement. So it depends on the data volume, depends on how frequently your query is executed. So everything always keep in your mind, and the better performance is before going to production, just execute it in the performance perspective. Maybe ST04, you can see whichever is expansive statement, or you can go with ST12, or you can get the PLV file and go through it. How many records are getting, is it fine or not? Because we have a lot of options to fulfill the business requirement. Okay, so this is one business scenario I can say. The other business scenarios, I want all the sales details, sales order informations. In that, I need only the latest item number of the sales order. So I can have n number of items, but all the sales order, I need only the latest item of the sales order. Okay. And one more scenario is I want the second largest item from the table. So these are the three scenarios which we are going to create a subquery on it. Okay. And I can say subquery can be in a where condition, subquery can be in a join as well. So subquery is a place where you can write your pure SQL, meaning you can have a select, you can have where condition, you can have a group by class, and you can have inner join, left out join, everything you can have it in your subquery also. So the first scenario, get the sales order whose net value is less than the overall plant net value. Okay. So now my main query is I want a net value, so I'm going to use the aggregation called sum. Whenever you start using aggregation, always you need a group by option. Okay. So I want like select distinct variable and sum as that you are from VBAP and the subquery. So here you can see there are little difference from the requirement. The requirement is less than overall plant value. So if it is overall plant value, it should be sum. But here I go with the max option because I consider the maximum value is always greater than compared to the each sales order net value. Okay, so that is the reason max, but if required, you can have a sum as well. No problem. So I want to show you two different aggregation also you can use. And one more thing, whenever you have aggregation, always we prefer group by, but otherwise you'll get a syntax error. But a max is not like that. Depends on your need, you can go ahead. But sum, if you have a sum of any of the field aggregation that required a group by option, if it is a max, then group by is optional because I'm going to get the maximum value based on my plan. So it doesn't require any group by option here. Okay, and another one is okay, I'll tell you in the next scenario. So here what happens, what will happen, the subquery execute first, it will get the maximum net value of your of this plant, and then it consider the sum of the sales order is less than only those data or those records to be fetched at the end of or as a result of this entire query. Okay, so this is a way you can use a subquery option. Here the main query and subquery using the same table name, and the subquery is used in the where condition in this scenario. Okay, let's go to the next one. So the next scenario is I need the latest item number of all the sales order. I want all the sales order, but I need only the latest item record to be fetched. So for this, I'm going to use same main query and subquery options, but here I'm going to use join for the subquery. So last time we used where condition. So here I have a field from main query and I have a field from subquery also. If you need a field from subquery, make sure your subquery is in join option, not in the where condition. In the previous query, we have a subquery in where condition. In that scenario, you are not able to get any field from your subquery. Even if you try, you will get a syntax error. So if you need a field from your subquery, keep your subquery in the join option. So here I'm going to use my subquery in the left outer join. I'm going to get the maximum item number for all the sales order options. So here I have a condition based on the sales order. I need the maximum item number. The previous one, just I need a maximum net value. I don't want based on, I don't based on, sorry, it is not based on any sales order. There is no condition. Get the maximum value, so group by is optional, but here get the maximum based on one dependent field is nothing but sales order number, so group by is required. Whenever you have a field apart from your aggregation option, then that field to be in the group by process or a group by field. Okay, so that is, it's a basic understanding. Okay, so this is my subquery and I have a lines for my subquery also. Then if your subquery is in a left outer join, yes, you are able to get the field from your subquery also. Actually, this is wrong. It's not POC now because I have a lines name here. 1 minute. Yep. This is actually correct. Sub.max item, because that is the name I have given in the subquery. So this is another scenario. And there is a on because we are using a join. And what is the on condition? Based on the sales order between main query and subquery, that also to be added here. Okay. Then the another scenario is get the second largest item. Okay, it's very simple. So I'm going to use our favorite, or whenever you go with an example, always we get the SKR flight information. So I'm going to get the second largest item from this flight. So payment sum is the field. It has all the exactly numeric or values. It's a number field. So I want the second largest from that particular field. Okay, so that is the main query. In subquery is also almost similar, but we are going to use a concept called not in. Okay, so where the same field not in, select max, almost the same thing I'm using. Okay, payment sum from S flight. So what will happen is it will consider, it will consider not to fetch this information with the help of not an operator. So if it is a not an, it's going to ignore this value. Then what automatically it will go and get the second largest value, because we are here also we are using the max aggregation option. Okay, so here if you see there is no group by is required because there is no other dependent field to calculate this aggregation. So maximum based on this field, then you need a group by. But here I don't want depends on any field, just max based on just maxed from this particular field, then group by is not required. So always remember this, when you need a group by, when you not. Then yeah, that's it. So these are the three scenarios, along with I'm going to use the case statement, select in the case statement. So these are the four things which we are going to see in the system level also. Okay, let's get into the system. So this is my system. I have already created the class which has the interface. If AMDP mark HDB, we have created a lot more to create a procedure. That's what I want to just skip that portion. And a few declarations are happening here. One is to hold WebLN and net value. So this is for the first scenario, where we are going to get the sales order whose value is lesser than the maximum value of a plant. And the second one is the latest or the highest Okay, the recent item I want from the sales order number, and another one is the second largest from S flight table. So what is the second largest value of the entire table? So that's what we're going to use it with this declaration, and based on that I have created a table type, and that is actually using in this method exporting value. So this is a method which gives the result of first three scenarios. Okay, along with that I'm going to show you how to have a select statement in the case as well. So these are the four things we are going to see in this video, and this I'm using HANA Studio, and if you have an Eclipse, please better use it, and if there is no option, use HANA Studio as well. Okay, so there is no much difference on that. Okay, let me increase the font quickly. So go to Windows, Preferences, General, Appearance, and Colors and Font, and here there is an option called Basic. You can have some colors as well, so I just play around with this. It looks good actually. Then here it is, Basic, and this one. Okay, and the second option is Basic, and there is a text font over here, and go to Edit. It's 10, I think 18 should work. Click OK, apply and close. Yeah, it should be better. Okay, so this is a way to increase the font of your Eclipse or HANA Studio. Okay, so now I'm going to implement the method get data. So that is the reason I'm getting the red color mark under my method name. So that is not implemented. So method get data, and a lot of additions we have to use by database, and this is my procedure. So you can use control spacebar to get the help SQL scripts, and option is read only. Then using what are the tables you're going to use. So initially I'm going to use VBAP now. So and then I have to close the method, end method. Still, so now the error is coming here because it should not be empty. I have three exporting parameter for this method. Make sure all the three has some values. Okay, so I'm not going to touch these three now. So let's have one more on the flow declaration, I can say. Sales, so this is to have a select statement in your case. Okay, so I need Veblen, I need VSTEL, MATNR, and yeah, MATNR, and I'm going to have a case here. So case when VSTEL like, you can have any conditions. It's not only like, you can have any conditions. I believe something called ZK, and it's percentage symbol. Okay, so I want to get all the I want to validate if the VSTEL value is start with ZK star, then I need a particular description, otherwise I don't want. So select MA, I always have confusion, MATX or MAKTX. Okay, let's see, MAKTX from MAKT table where MATNR equals this to be filled actually, right? So either VBAP, or if you have an alias name, you can go ahead with the alias name. So I don't have alias name, so I'm going with VBAP MATNR. Okay, else. Okay, else part. So else part, what I can say is, I can say else so no description. So then end as material description. It's a field name. Okay, so and then from VBAP table. So what is the issue with select? Syntax error in select. So select, 1 second, I forgot all the subqueries to be in the bracket, and okay, I'm going with one more condition, and SPRAS equals English. Okay, so MAKT is not kind of declaration are used here. So MAKT, 1 minute, MAKT. Okay, Yeah, I think we are good with this option. So now it shows again the return. It's some variables are not assigned. So all threes are not assigned. So this one I will show you. Keep a breakpoint. Now I can't because it's giving a still error. So let me complete all the three subqueries. Then we'll see in the debugging mode what is the value was coming in the IT sales internal table. So next one is plans. So plans, what we are going to do is we are going to get the highest value, right? Veblen sum of NETWR. So basically this is going to be in my var condition. So here NETR, okay, as NETWR, I want to make sure the values are correct. Okay. From VBAP, and then so here my subquery starts where NETWR is lesser than the subquery here. So select, so I'm going to use max. If you want, you can use sum as well. So maximum net viewer of the table, and the plant is ZK03. I believe I have some values called ZK03. I'll just double confirm it. Okay. Just wait for some time. So this is my subquery, whether it ends, yes, the bracket closed. And still I have some issues because the group by option is missing. As I mentioned, if it is an independent value, you don't want to use group by, but if the sum or the aggregation is depends on some other value, that needs to be added in the group by as well. Group by. So any issues? No, I think we are good. And the next one is IT underscore, what is the next one? Latest. So I want to take the latest value. So here you can't use any values in your selection field or selection statement because we used the subquery in the var condition. It's not a join. Okay, so then you can use it. So second one, what I'm going to do is select. I need Veblen and I need okay. I want the maximum POS and not that I need from the subquery. So what I can do is for a reference, consider I'm going to use the allies for the main as main and sub as sub. So subquery POS NR. So from VBAP, okay, and left outer join, I'm going to use select max. Okay, so here I need the dependency because I want a maximum, means latest item number for every sales order. So I need the Veblen here also. So maximum POs NR. From VBAP. So there is a dependency for the aggregation function. So your subquery also need a group by option. So group by VBELN, and I'm closing my subquery. Okay, I need a alias name as sub, and here the alias name as main. Yep. Okay. And finally, I'm going to use, if it is a join, obviously you need a on option. So Veblen is equal to sub dot Veblen end. Okay. So here Postner, okay, the field is not declared. 1 minute. Let me check what is the field in the declarations. Latest, yeah, Postner only. That's good. So here I had to use the alias name for the aggregation as always. So as Postner and then sub is Postner. So I'm trying to save it. Let me see why this error is happening. Okay, it's done. Okay, so this is the latest, and final one is the second largest. What is the name? Second largest. So second LR largest from the same table. So equal select. This is going to be, so here second largest. So I don't want sum over here. So max payment sum. The field name is payment. As excuse me, as payment. Okay, so where the payment sum, the actual field, actual database field name you have to give here, payment sum, and the special operator is not in your subquery. So it considers this is not going to, it's going to ignore the value of the payment sum, value of this result of your subquery. Payment sum from S flight. So here what happens is, if I like S flight, okay, and here also I need to use SFLIGST. It's not declared, it's fine. Okay, so here group by is not required because I don't have any dependent field. So here is going to be SFLIGST, S flight. So hope things are good. Still method has some issue. Let me check it out. What is that issue? Okay, and one more is important is I want a distinct only. I don't want any duplicates because this may have some difference client. Distinct. Okay, all good. And what is the issue? Some out variable is not as IT plant. Oh, it's not a plans. Okay, IT plant. Yes, so save it and act toward it. Actually someone means many people asked, can we have the code? The problem is I used to place a code in my description of the video. Sometimes because it has 5,000 characters, it's good to have some decent code over there. But problem is going to be special characters, like if you have HTML tag or some other special characters that particular description box is ignoring, so it's very difficult for me to just go and change everything. So what I can do is, going forward, I can keep the code in a notepad and the same place where I have my PPTs in a drive. I can create a one more folder and keep all the codings, especially with some descriptions, which video related to which video. Probably that might be useful for people who really record. So it's done, almost done. The last one is I need to create a program to call this IC38 CGI AMDP subquery. Okay, so subquery. So no input parameters. So excuse me, I don't want to import anything. Just save it and just call the class and method. That's it. You will get it. And on the flow, we have to declare it. So the the class name is this one, and it has only one method. Control F6, web object patterns, class F4, get data. I think I'll get an error because it's okay. I intentionally created an instance method because mostly AMDPs we created with a static one, but intentionally I created with instance because I want to make sure that method also able to call without any issues. But we'll see why, what's the difference between instance and static, especially in the AMDP level, maybe quite later. So I need a object. So this is going to be object, and all are importing. As per SE38 is going to importing. So data IT plans, and this is going to be data IT latest data. So this is going to be the comparing with the values, right? So value data, just to understand the difference in the debugging mode. IT second lerg, let's just data. Okay, so let's have one hard-coded breakpoint here and one breakpoint in your AMDP. So to see how the select works, right? So here, come down, keep a breakpoint here. Okay, let's execute this. Better option is, it stopped here. Better option is always call your AMDP with try catch, because if anything happens inside your AMDP, you just come to know how what error is happening inside your AMDP. So IT sales, let me go with F6. Any data? So sales has 452 data available, and so here you go. If there is ZK, that is what I mentioned in the code, ZK like ZK. So if it is ZK, it get the material description from the table. If not, it'll give you no description. Okay, so that's what the code is. So this is for IT sales. And the next one is IT latest. Let me execute. Okay, sorry. IT plant. So currently it's 0. Execute. So plant has 0 because let me check the works whether ZK03 is available or not. Let it be. Let me go ahead. Go ahead with IT latest. IT latest has 473 records. So the scenario is it should be lesser than the overall, not overall, maximum value of the plant. What's the plant here? Oh, I didn't mention the plant where condition. Oh, so sorry. Okay, I'm going to mention the where condition here. And then, so one more execution, and this has always only one record because it's going to take the second largest from the table. So we'll check in the table as well. Okay, that's it. Full execute. Yeah, it came here. And so quick changes. So VBAP. I want to know what is the VSTEL value. ZK I mentioned. I'm not sure is there or not. I believe it's ZD03. Okay, so here is ZK02. There's now 03. Okay, that could be the reason. Change your perspective. So 2, and one more here is, okay, let me have like this, where works equal to Z, again that is a question, plan. Okay, ZK02, I'll go with ZK02. Okay, 02. That's it. Let me act toward it. Okay, it's active. So here I'm going to take out the breakpoint because we have already seen what is the values are coming in IT underscore sale as per the select statement. So let's take the breakpoint out inside the AMDP, but we have our own breakpoint and execute now. We'll check the value in the internal table and compare with the table whether it's coming as expected. Then we are good to go. So value, latest and largest. I'm sorry. Yes, we have some values. So value data is nothing but the value of net value of each sales order should be less than the maximum value of the plant, one of the plant we mentioned, right? So let's go to VBAP table. Then for the meantime, VBAP, I want to know what is the plant actually. So the plant is ZK02 is a plant for we are getting the maximum net value of the plant ZK02. So let's see what is the maximum value. So here is a plant CK02 and execute it. Excuse me. Then find the field sorted in descending order and just check what is the value over there. Oops, missed it. Over here. Okay. Select it and descending. So the max value is this one. This is the max value of this particular plant. So my whatever value comes in my internal table, it should lesser than the first value, maximum value. So from here, probably it will take it should take the sales order from this particular table. So let's go to debugging mode and open it in the ALV list. Okay. Yeah, sometime it happens. It should be 1 minute. Come on. The values, yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, these are the values. Select it, descending. So this is the max value which received from the select query with the help of the subquery. So the maximum value of the plant, I'm sorry, of the plant is 35006, and it just fetched from the, it's lesser than that, lesser than the max value. All the sales orders are fetched. Okay, so we are good with query number 1. Query number 2, I want the latest data. It's like latest item number from each sales order. Just so here you can see some, this sales order I have already saw. This is only one item. Let me have something else. Okay, 44. Okay, I can see what is the item details of 44. Then go back. Oops. Okay, SE16 VBAP. Then 44. Execute. So it has 3 item number, and it took the latest item number from VBAP. So if you go to the debugging mode, and if you find, means if you filter it, it should be only 1. Good, it is 3. Did I add a distinct over there or not? Latest, good. So there is no distinct, so that is the reason. Let me add it. Save it, activate it. Now go back, full execution. It's active. Now go to the program again, execute again. So we are done with value data. Okay, let's do it again. All the 3 and go to latest data. So quickly find how many records for sales order 44. Filter it. Yep, it's only 1. Okay, so the final one is second largest. Okay, so that is over here. It's always one. It has only one record because we are fitting only the second largest value. So because we don't have any dependent field here, so there is no group by. So overall in the table, so I want to make which is the second largest one. So now go to table. As flight. So number of entries. Oh, only 9. Okay, execute. And this is the field descending. So second largest is 2949, and the value here is 2949. Okay, so this is the way we can use queries in your AMDP. So not only select, always keep in your mind, get the 90% of the data from your AMDP. That gives more performance for any of your report or any of your development. Okay, just play around. You can have select, where, group, inner join, whatever. If you want, you can go with subqueries. You can have subqueries and subqueries, but just always remember data volume in production for what we are adding the subqueries. So make sure the performance also in place. Okay. So thank you so much for your time. If you have any question on this, please let me know. Thank you so much and see you in the next video. Bye.